Saturday morning, February 7, 2026. I decided to dedicate my day to searching for and photographing birds of prey. So, I hopped into my car and headed to the Akrotiri Marsh in Limassol. It's an ideal spot for finding birds of prey, as well as many other species of wildlife. The weather was generally good, with some clouds scattered across the sky. At one point during the day, they became quite thick, but by late afternoon, the sky had cleared up perfectly. There was a strong wind, which was especially noticeable up on the elevated bird-watching hide. However, it didn't bother me at all, and it didn't seem to affect the raptors either. The first to make an appearance was a female Western Marsh Harrier. She was constantly patrolling the area, but the hooded crows kept harassing her, forcing her to fly away. At times, she would perch on the dry reeds of the marsh. At others, she would try to hunt ducks. But the crows just wouldn't leave her alone. She flew past me several times, so I took the opportunity to film her in slow motion. Capturing this at a high frame rate allowed me to show every detail of her wing movements. Western Marsh Harriers visit Cyprus during their migration periods. Some of them, mostly females, choose to spend the entire winter here. Cyprus is situated along one of the most important migration flyways between Europe and Africa. The reed beds of Akrotiri provide the ideal habitat for overwintering, offering both abundant food and essential protection. Eventually, the Harrier left the area entirely. But as she flew past me one last time, she gave me the chance to capture this stunning shot. When you have patience, nature rewards you. So, I waited at the hide, hoping that another raptor would show up. Suddenly, a male Western Marsh Harrier graced the marsh. Finding a male this time of year is quite rare compared to the females, which made this encounter truly special. Although smaller in size, the males stand out with their striking, multicolored plumage. He flew right past me once, giving me the chance to capture some wonderful photos. But as soon as the crows approached him, he disappeared into the reeds. So, I decided to leave the observation hide, as it was already midday. Just as I was getting ready to hop into my car, I spotted something massive soaring through the air. It was a lesser spotted eagle, soaring high in the sky. The lesser spotted eagle is a passage migrant in Cyprus. I walked a bit further to get to a more open area, hoping to get some better shots, but I eventually lost sight of him. However, I did manage to find a male common kestrel perched on a utility pole. I managed to photograph him, and then I edged even closer, trying to get an even better shot. At that point, I felt ready to head out, but my day was far from over. I grabbed a quick bite on the road and decided to start my search for vultures. Since it was midday, I knew they would be active, using the thermal updrafts to soar and search for food. I began making my way toward the Limassol mountains. However, I'll share the rest of that story in my next video. So, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when I upload the next part. I hope you enjoyed this journey. Stay tuned for the next one. Best regards, World by Savvas.